Welcome back to NieR. Alright, it's time.
Alright.
For convenience sake, we're gonna get the ferry, the boat that Popola got us to the other fight with the naval arts. Might as well, especially to
Wonderful.
get because here's the thing. As you will see in a second, in order to get back to the for now there's a bit of a dialogue. I'll say in a second, like a preparation dialogue or something.
Wonder why that person's waving goodbye.
Remember, we may not come alive back from this mission.
Are we ready? Let's all make it back alive, okay?
I already
that pretty much almost assures us that somebody.
However, in order to get back to in order to go to the Shadowlord's castle, we need to go to do the Lost Shrine all over again, just with a bit more tougher enemies. And since there are no more internal dialogues or anything until we get to the important stuff, I decided to speed up.
So, let's see. So, is this like end of the world levels of longevity?
Well, no, remember, we are storming the castle of the most potentially most powerful shade in existence. You know.
What song's this?
Sky Should Be High from Guilty Gear excerpt.
Nice.
It's deliciously stupid English. I didn't find one that may suit it well, so I just picked something from the playlist I was listening at the time.
Deliciously stupid English is always great though.
True.
Yes.
More interesting choices than the ones I made recently for speed up edits.
Well, remember, Dweebs, one of them was suggested by me anyway.
Yeah, no. The others were mine, and mine were a bit more obscure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically, but it was that Path and Neo part with
Labyrinth.
with the labyrinth. So I just sped.
I forgot, in that one where you have to fight like ant people or something.
Yeah, basically I used
What the fuck?
for like half of it. I used the final boss theme, the Japanese version of the final boss theme against Cortex in the first Crash game.
Really?
So can you
you
tell-
use that? Oh boy.
Yeah, Dweebs and Jova, can you tell me a bit about the fact that Crash was supposed to have Japanese music at first, but
Basically, Tio, let's just say that while a lot of stuff does remain the same, the Japanese changed a lot for Crash. For one, his look. For second, they sort of amped up his dance a bit. And of course, there were some Japanese exclusive music tracks, particularly the boss changes.
Yeah, no, I remember the fact that what it's called, Slippery Climb was much more frightful to hear.
Oh
And-
goodness.
What happened was Sony Japan weren't happy with some of the tracks, more specifically most of the boss themes and the bonus round music in Torna's levels. So basically Josh Mansell had to do new themes in one day.
That the
Wow.
Japanese apparently liked.
That takes some dedication.
Yeah,
Alright,
about
well,
that
okay.
dedication, you should take a listen to some of the boss tracks and let's
Particularly, what was the name of that one with the what's the name of the one with the shooting? Jover?
Pinstripes.
Yeah, Pinstripes one is incredibly unfitting.
Cortex's is weirdly uplifting as opposed to being all scary.
Although I will admit, it does sound more like a boss theme than the American one, but
And here we go. Alright, people. Now you're about to get a lot of things dumped on you, so I urge you to limit the off-topic stuff and to try not to BRB unless it's necessary.
Sure.
Because believe me, this rabbit hole goes deep.
Oh boy.
Yeah. This is where
let me guess, NieR's a robot.
Aw, this is where you two first met.
Well, yes, I suppose.
It bleeds Dweebs.
Pretty nice digs for.
It's a very good robot.
At least it was free from annoying hussies like yourself.
Just whoosh already.
You cannot turn back from this
And
point.
now the path
Yeah,
is
essentially the game is telling you if you wanna retreat at the last second. Classical stuff. And it's an elevator apparently.
Okay.
Are we going to Rapture?
Boss fight? Boss rush, I wonder?
No, Jim.
Nah.
This is
No,
the prequel to
surprisingly
Bioshock
enough, the game,
Infinite.
despite the low budget, the game doesn't delve into a boss rush. I would have expected that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the key things showed off by elevators.
And this is the entrance.
It surprisingly looks better than the outside world here.
The front is a greenhouse.
Huh.
More like a cloistrum from a church with 2 pigeons.
Weird place for a Shadowlord to hang out, a place
But that's
that
what happened.
pretty much
Shade,
lore. Yeah. Weird place for the Shadow.
Now, if you have a keen eye and you try to spot on the other side, you will see there are a lot of buildings, and not just any buildings, you know, skyscrapers, traditional metropolitan skyscrapers. So we're in the middle of a city. The castle is situated in the remains of the middle of a city.
Maybe this is the epilogue to what happened after the secret ending of Azura's Wrath with that meteor.
Nah, Joe, there's not enough screaming.
All right,
That game is bonkers.
Hold on, give me a second.
Nope, talking birds, I'm out of here.
Hold on.
This is Hanson.
It can talk.
Answer me!
Right. Essentially, we need to answer to the correct answer, and this is the first information that gets dumped on you, but you have to just memorize it because the game does not outright tell you.
I have heard this somewhere before.
All right.
Can I find
First question. If you guess wrong, you just need to repeat the question anyway.
That's
All right. First
simple.
question: why did humans disappear from the world?
Because shades? Yeah, black disease.
I answer because of a black disease.
Not
Yeah,
this, but his bias, but his answer.
Is that
Second
your
question:
final answer?
how can humans extend their lives?
So basically, there literally is a quiz at the end.
Hold on.
I answer by separating body from soul.
Well, I guess, but then that makes
Third
him a
question
nobody.
and last: what is the of the souls?
End of the world?
Nah, that religious mumbo jumbo.
Wow, Siri, ITV's budget for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire went so downhill, yet they could only get birds as hosts.
And
That's...
apparently it works.
Huh.
You are a NieR master. You may end.
Alright, get ready because this is the first of a plot twist that you're about to witness after getting the weapon, the Phoenix Sword.
Oh boy.
Let's just say you may not be prepared for this first one.
The book is a trap.
Hello there.
It's the twins from your village.
Oh, so they finally got out of their chairs.
What are you doing here?
Hello.
Any chance you'll just go back to the village?
I know, this is a test.
Excuse me.
Even if you can find Yona here, you probably can't get her out.
How did you get here?
Before us, too.
We're asking questions.
She can walk, guys.
Oh my god.
She can do more than that, Shiro. You can have a choice here, but obviously we need to get you. Sorry.
So what, has like the whole town just been a hoax watching over us this entire time or something?
No, I suppose not.
We'll see, Drova. But first, we can do more than walking.
So they've been villains this whole time?
Don't worry.
We didn't want to fight you. It's true.
Believe it or not, we're genuine with this answer. They did not want to fight us.
This is weird.
Is there
we
any
go.
explanation?
We're gonna get it later on in this part, Dweebs, don't worry.
This is our fate. I swear.
And we can even cast magic. Pay attention also to the dialogue.
We wanted to put it off for
So it turns out...
until
Wait,
next
for 100 years?
Again, in due time, but just keep memorizing the dialogues.
Well, they can't be Hyruleans.
But we're not shades, as you that's what you ask.
Search your feelings, NieR. You know it to be true.
You'd grow to be this powerful.
This is madness. Why do you block our path?
You have no cause to speak so against Grimoire Vice. You are
Excuse me.
Aha! I called
Oh.
it! I called it! The book was a trap!
Wait,
More later, dweebs.
wait. I think this has to do with what Grimoire Noir wanted to do earlier.
What now?
Oh shit. Here's the problem, we can't use the rest of the seal. Well, they copied us the power of the sealed verses, so now we're gonna start the bullet spamming.
Oh, crud.
They can use the sealed verses.
Of course we can.
The good thing is that we share the same health bar, so in case you wanna get this fight really easily, you can. And it's tied also to a series of trophies achievement that I haven't mentioned. You can get all sorts of things by defeating the bosses in very limited time, like 1 minute or 2.
So we've been played like a damn fiddle.
Hold on.
More
so,
than you can imagine, Pedro, trust me. This
so-
is just the tip of the iceberg.
so the power of sealed verses came from them in the first place.
Apparently, but there's more to it.
Let's
You
see.
see, Shio, Populus, I'm just a lazy fuck. If it was all an act to fool us.
Considering how the entire village is in, I'm guessing they're all in on this.
We'll see.
I'm mostly being sarcastic.
All I know is that something must have been a hoax, and they've been
Did
keeping.
these guys...
Round 1 stopped. Well, to postpone it.
The answer to every riddle
Who,
lies within the
wasn't the name of the guy who made this game?
Yokotaro.
Yokotaro
wanna
go to the Akira Hino school of endings.
Let's wait and see
this
this to the end
not
with.
the end. He's not over yet, Dweebs. We just entered.
Yeah.
Enter the Shadowlord's castle.
Also remember there's more than one ending.
Wait, what?
Not just
Yeah,
that.
they can do that.
Not just
I
that.
must go now. My planet
Wait,
needs...
so now they want us to enter the castle.
Okay. Not just that.
Hold
but
on, pay attention to the dive because something happened.
They do seem to be putting us through a great deal of...
You okay, dude?
You alright there?
How odd. For long years, my mind and tongue have been my greatest assets. But now the latter seems to be far... here.
Vice?
Don't look at me like that. I am Grimoire Vice. I am perfectly
Why is his tongue so twisted?
Well, he was attacked by Devil and Popo before, remember? Also,
Yeah.
before you left, Dweebs, well, I'm not assuming that you're gonna laugh, but in case, this is kinda how people with Alzheimer's disease behave.
Yeah, I know,
That's
I know.
That's scarily accurate. The first time caught really me by surprise. So now we officially enter the castle, and the first thing we get, kinda like Beauty and the Beast style, similar, it's a ballroom. With
Welcome to our
ghosts.
Kingdom Hearts Let's Play.
Oh, so it's like the Haunted Mansion. Interesting.
Well, not really spooky, but yeah.
No, we're in Hogwarts.
No. If it were Hogwarts, we get songs about hippogriffs flying off a cliff. Remember?
Kainen? Oops, they're all shades.
Of course.
Vice focus.
Vice, don't talk.
We're locked in.
So essentially now we have to resist until we can find an exit. And of course the music gets more distorted as the fight goes on, obviously.
That's a nice touch.
He later turned into the main theme of the Shadowlord's castle, which
Wow.
actually, surprisingly enough, it's a more powerful version of your fishing theme of all things.
You don't say.
Basically, every ghost couple will turn into 2 separate shades now, and you will have to defeat them one by one. these big ones with the mace tend to get also a shield, so you need to crack the armor first because they have a loud one. Later on, others transform into the flying ones we saw in the desert that start casting magic.
So this does lead me to wonder though.
Mm-hmm.
Why ghost? I mean, we've seen that they can very well masquerade as actual humans, but why ghost?
Well, we have seen. Well, take this time to think what we have seen so far overall, because the shapes seem to behave very strangely. Some can impersonate humans, some can befriend humans, others don't even bother to attack. They're like similar peaceful. One was even almost able to read books of all things.
My guess is that some shades still retain their human thoughts, sort of like in Kingdom Hearts when you get turned into,
Nonsense, Jova. They're monsters. Just look at them.
Yeah, that's usually what they want you to think.
Anyway, we're almost done. When the last couple will transform, the shades will keep spawning until you actually get to the exit. Don't worry, it will happen automatically. It's not like it's gonna... the prompt will be at the start of a dialogue after you finish, I think, this one. There you go. And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Oh,
So
boy.
Kaine is gonna try bust up the exit on her own terms. Vice. Yeah.
Oh, right. Protect the hussy, yes? Good plan.
Also, now you can complete your sentence just fine.
Check Kaine for us.
Yes, when he's remembered to call Kaine a hussy.
Of course.
Come on.
Truly, she's the anchor to him.
It's not open yet?
It's no use.
Do I look like a goddamn locksmith to you?
Oh yay! You're the perfect locksmith for 5 years.
She can be like Jill Valentine, the master of unlocking.
Doesn't wanna open? Fine.
Well, she's gonna do that her own way.
Goddamn no good bullshit bastard! Come on!
There you go.
Fuck doors.
Got it.
Kaine.
Here's the problem. Oops.
Hello.
Disco
Yeah.
ball shades.
Before you ask me, don't worry, she gets up almost immediately, so it's not big of a deal.
Well, what the heck are we looking at?
Remember, those are the bomb shades, the one that, for example, Hook spawned. We
Oh
just need
boy.
to deal with them and then kind of... Yeah, there you go. We can immediately have kind of get up anyway.
Just use the
Ow.
ow, 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 ow.
Use the
Reaction
ow, ow,
command.
ow, ow, ow.
You okay?
Yeah, here's another problem.
We got problems.
99 of them.
Well, let's make it one, Dweebs.
Oh, he's gonna combine them to the into
With
the
all
shade
our powers
sword.
combined.
We need shades or power now.
No, there you go, Jova. You wanted more of a boar. There you go.
Oh.
You
no.
gotta be kidding me.
A shade boar.
You've
Meet
got
goose.
to be
as
freaking
in
kidding
as
me.
in mother goose.
We don't need forgiveness, asshole.
They went from being weirdly adorable to that.
Yeah, and
Ow.
trust me, this motherfucker is
What does she mean
like.
by forgiveness?
Keep that phrase in mind, Dweebs. It's gonna become important later
Oh.
on.
Oh, great! He can jump pound. That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, Jova. When it comes to these bots, it's like someone like the AI activated the cheat code for it, because not only can do that and slam and everything, as soon there you go. It's like kind of talking to someone anyway. So there you go. It was actually easy to defeat, right?
Right?
Well, fuck. No, it can teleport after being dead and resurrect itself with more
And now
armor.
has armor.
Oh shit. Yeah, and this one is the
It's
the
like
hardest to
Rhino's
crack.
It's like Rhino's boss fight in the,
Oh,
in
boy,
the 2000 Spider-Man game.
Overboard gives you the you can hit it without having it to slam into a wall.
Right.
You know-
Or electric pillars.
You know, it's kind of a shame that, the boar you can occasionally summon can't attack shades, and also that you can't actually bring it for this one fight, if only to counteract this huge one.
It's like the chocobos in Final Fantasy. It's used mostly from transport uses.
Yeah. Shame it can't be used in battle.
Here's the problem. This motherfucker keeps regenerating constantly after death. And not just that, it starts spewing poison mist. Of all things.
So he's a Marlboro.
Like, yeah, pretty much.
So what
Is
is...
this gonna slowly deplete our health or something?
Exactly, so we need to get to the exit fast.
In another parallel, the boss battle against Marlboro in 15 is also very similar.
Come on! We have to keep going! Move it!
So essentially now, yeah, there you go. Kaina's gonna open the door again, which will be a bit more easier this time around without
Hopefully she won't get crushed by anything. this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, this time no.
This way!
And there you go, you need to run the fuck away.
Hope...
Spin dashing the fuck out of here.
I guess that shade will be kept in by the doors.
Maybe. Well, Jova.
Well, I'm not
have you
sticking
play-
around to find out.
Well, Jova, have you played Crash Bandicoot recently?
Yes,
okay.
yes,
I get
yes, especially in Wrath of Cortex with that persistent
Well,
as
get
all heck
ready, Jova,
dragon.
because this situation is unbearable.
What about Wrath of
Oh.
Cortex?
Basically, sure, I remember the dragon chases in Wrath of Cortex where the dragon will constantly break through anything just to get at you.
Yes.
Hurry!
It's just like almost any chase where that boss, well, the
bosses.
mini-boss will constantly get to you, except it until the point where it does itself in. Ooh. Ole!
Run.
Oh, great.
Another door, and this one doesn't want to open.
Damn it, I can't get
Maybe
it
we
open.
could use the shade to open it for us?
I think that doesn't work. Oh, fuck.
Oh crap, it closed the door behind it!
Strike the beast while it's down.
This thing moves a
Maybe-
bit too quickly for its size.
Not just that, it's so resilient.
Wow.
Jesus.
Jeez, and I thought the boar back outside was persistent. This thing is a diabolical monster.
But that's because it's a shade job.
Combined with the persistence of the boar.
Yeah.
I can imagine this fight being a bore. Ha 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 ha, see what I did there?
What a
This is-
story,
This
Dwayne.
is not a bore, this is stressful.
I just wanted to make that joke.
I know.
Ow.
The problem is that this thing won't stay fucking dead.
Jeez. And I thought the boss from the end of the first half of this game was persistent.
Well, that seems to be bigger the shadies. The cool armor that you peeled off stays in the cutscene. However, don't worry, help is on the way.
With the archers.
It's up to you and it's up to you and Dweebs, Jova.
Oh, the king! And,
Yep, and he's Chandler on his guard.
I'm surprised this one gave you so much trouble.
Remember, Jova, you need the voice thing. You know, the thing you hand over your mouth.
Yeah, he did.
Well, remember, the prince doesn't seem to wear the mask over his face as much.
Yeah.
Remember, Dwibs, the king doesn't wear the mask over his face like the others
Yeah.
do. Hey guys, loosen up! My citizens were speaking of your latest adventure. This is the castle of the Shadowlord, is it not?
So essentially, some of the king man will actually unlock the exit for us while we keep it busy.
Please keep moving.
We are the people of the mask!
We will stand there guard until our last breath.
I swore it upon Fira's grave. I swore to become a good and just ruler, a king who would protect others from the shades.
There you go, it's open. We need to go now.
It's open.
Now, go rescue the one you hold most dear.
But that means we have to leave him behind.
Stop! Let me go! Stop it! King!
We'll meet again, you and I, once all this is over.
I doubt it.
See you around.
Also, that was kind of like a Kingdom Hearts 1 reference.
Yeah. It's alright! You have to keep going! Defeat the Shadowlord and get your daughter back! You must once again know the joy of having one you love by your side. Now then. Say, how many rules are there about what to shoot before the king's death?
88. 88, my liege.
Amazing. How do you remember all those things?
Do not despair, my liege. We are with you.
I know. Let's try this again. By the honor of the mask!
For the honor of our king! For the honor of our queen! And we'll see the aftermath of that in a later part, let's just say. For now, let's hold it and just think that they died. Yeah, focus NieR, sorry.
Come on, let's go.
In case Pedro didn't need any more reason to like Heine.
Let him die for nothing.
Anyway. The
Wow,
point
this
is
really
tragic,
is Kingdom
but,
Hearts-esque, right down with the
get
tragedy.
ready, because we're about to get the plot twist of the game. I hope you're prepared, because this will need a bit of context as soon as it will drop out, so bear with it while we're saying. Although Jova and maybe Pedro may have got some hints of what's going on, but the game will tell you. And behind that golden door is the ultimate answer the game is about to tell you.
Weird, it seems awful.
I'm really curious to see what your reaction's gonna be.
Is this the thing you suggest that you mentioned that might change things for the worse?
No, that comes for later.
Oh, so it's the door to light instead of the door to darkness.
Now's not the time for fear. That comes later.
Well,
Hi again. It's a conference room also.
Conference room? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Remember,
god.
we're like in a skyscraper.
And that's
Why do the chairs look so huge over there?
because they are huge.
No, I mean...
Hold on.
Devila, Popola.
Oh, look. You made it. We've
Nice
been
to see
waiting
you.
for so long.
What the hell is going on?
Good question.
This was all an experiment, wasn't it?
Years ago. Humanity, finding itself on the brink of extinction, undertook a last-ditch rescue plan called Project Gestalt.
Gestalt?
Do you still not remember, Grimoire Weiss? Then let's give you a refresher.
Don't worry, those documents will be able to be read and I'll read them in a second.
It's recap time?
Hold on. So Weiss actually he remembers everything amnesia due to NieR striking him.
I remember. Devila, Popola. You are not human. In fact.
No humans.
Wait, are they the Shadowlord?
Yeah, sometimes the truth can be a real
He does.
Oh,
You want to finish that thought for him, sister? All of us, every person standing in this room, are mere shells created by the true humans.
Oh snap.
Nope, not this time. You're not human. None of us
So
are.
what was this? All just some computer
I do
simulation?
believe
Hold
we have
on,
entered...
hold on.
I mean, the true humans. They're extinct.
You wish, Emil.
Nope.
No, they still live on. You know them as shades.
Oops.
Wait, oh.
These are twisted
Guys, I think we have been killing human beings for all this time.
Crazy, huh?
So this is like a dark version of Super Mario Brothers.
I do believe we have entered...
Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Wait.
Sorry, but we're gonna be needing that shell of yours.
Think of it like this, in case you may haven't understood completely. Imagine if at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora is about to confront Master Xehanort, and he's like, oh, you know about the Heartless? They're actually the real human beings and you've been actually killing them all this time.
Wouldn't surprise me given the plot twist about nobody's actually
True,
having...
the rules of Kingdom Hearts work differently than this, but that's the general idea. I'll elaborate more in a second, because first we'll need to read the Project Gestalt report.
I fear it really is just that simple.
But yeah, that's genuine why Devil and Pop are fighting us, because they just need to protect what we're doing with the Project Gestalt. But first, and it's a cool thing, here you read the battle, you hear the battle theme, but if you pause the menu in this particular fight, it stops. I'll tell you in a second. So I'll start reading them for convenience, in chronological order, as they say. Right. Project Gestalt Report 0923. As noted in the previous report, implementation of Gestalt mode can prevent the white chlorination syndrome we recently experienced. Transfer of bodily information to civilization-repressed replicants is proceeding as planned with the genes of the original safety store inside. Our role as surveillance androids, prepare for when the incurable bacterial disease eventually dies out, is also underway. So far it is proceeding without issue. Observer 21, codename Popola. So there you go. Devil and Popola are also androids. Remember, one of them gets incredibly turned on when she gets drunk. Project Gestalt Report 9102. This document discusses potential strategy for the relapse case we have observed in recent years. The term of relapse, of course, refers to the catastrophic loss of sentience seen in certain gestalts. These syndromes have defied even our most pessimistic initial estimates and continues to trend upward with disturbing speed. With some relapsed gestalt beginning to attack replicants, there is an urgent need to take comprehensive action. We remain convinced that an unknown technological defect in the gestalt transformation process is responsible for the condition, but so far we haven't been able to confirm this theory. Research of this condition is now our top priority and looks like it to continue for some time. Observer 22, codenamed Evola.
The one who apparently becomes sexually active whenever taking alcohol.
Here's an important one. 10432. Short 10 minutes to case 23. Community special meeting. Issue observed upward trend in relapses. Noted and discussed. Issue acceleration restoration schedule approved. Report debate of using codename NieR for human restoration schedule. Preparation to launch VICE decoding system 4 above, or NieR. Report order collection of guidance and release code for NieR alongside VICE launch.
Of course.
Codename Devil and Popola.
Is this talking about this game's development?
I was actually almost considering that when I saw the business chairs, but...
And here's the last one. We had determined that the rise of relapses was due to an expected spike in the sentience of replicants, as well as a generic instability within the original Gestalt. It seems that the original's effect on bodies that have undergone the Gestalt process was not anticipated in advance. Immediate action must be undertaken to identify the links between this trend and the original Gestalt, along with its daughter, the relapsed case known as Yona. The observer contact group is growing uneasy, so finding a solution to relapse issues should be considered a top priority. You have reports for more details. I know you have a lot of questions, guys, and believe me, I do. But I will ask you to hold on everything until the credits. We're actually close to them, so...
I just have one guess. So, from what I can understand, everyone here is a robot.
Only Devil and Popola, which are androids. Everyone else is called, well, enemy, which is an ultimate weapon. Everyone else
are the magical powers then?
Actually, I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain it a bit later. Don't worry, Dweebs. The only thing for now is that we need to fight Devil and Popola. First starter, we fight. I think it's Evola. Fight first.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, they're twins. Unfortunately, we cannot reach the other, which is just gonna support for now. And she gets real fast.
Dang.
There you go, it's this is the modified version of the Songs of the Ancient that was also playing when we fought Grimoire Noir. And as I mentioned, if you pause the game right now, the song actually stops. So that's a nice touch because they are actually singing it.
So, even...
sister, why do we have to sing while we're fighting for our lives?
It gives power. Don't you know, Dweebs, in a lot of media tropes, the music gives a motivational boost.
And don't even get me started on Overwatch with the stappers.
Just don't play a bard in D&D, very useless anyway. And there you go, the first is dead. Yeah, we fought Popola first.
Devila!
I've been stabbed like 100 times and
How does an android die?
She stopped functioning.
You crying? No! Don't die! You know, I understand now why we're twins. It's because we were born without souls.
I think Mana's reacting to the singing.
I can't stop bleeding.
He's singing along.
God, I can't stop it. This world is too lonely for one without a soul. There's too much emptiness.
You should join Organization 13. I think they would empathize. Even though it's all a lie, but that's for later on.
But our tears still work. That's kind of weird. Sorry, sis. I love you. Devila! Don't you go! No, I can't be alone!
And then we guess her grief at the loss of her sister causes her to go enraged and...
Just watch Dweebs. You have no idea. Sorry, NieR, I think you rolled 1 on your diplomacy check.
Yeah, maybe we should have just snuck past her.
You want me to stop?
Well, there's nowhere else to go. We're at the top of the building.
Actually, we need to go up. There's a stair later on.
You cut down my sister like an animal, and you tell me to stop.
Well, she was attacking us.
Devila, wait! It doesn't have to. No one stops. It's way too late to stop. No one stops.
Well, poor Jack Black.
Ouch.
Jesus.
I'll have no fury like a woman's
Ah!
Ah!
Jesus, the bullet hell.
This is bullshit, bullet hell.
At least we can fight through it, I guess.
Yeah.
Popo, I can't believe I'm saying this, but just sit still!
Despite being androids, due to their stories, they essentially grow like things similar to affection, both to each other in a sister way, obviously, and to what they are protecting.
Then...
So obviously these unbalances her protocols.
Huh, and so they kind of do have souls.
Well,
In a way.
sort of. More like in a theoretical way.
Yeah. Wow, the Kingdom Hearts comparisons are just coming out of the woodwork.
Uh-oh, she's overreacting.
Kind of.
And overloading.
This is a metaphor for the YouTube.
Oh shit.
She's going supernova!
Our only way upward.
The bridge. Blast, we're trapped.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
I'll
So
make a
essentially-
bridge.
Yeah, he's gonna copy the spell that Popola used earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, screw bridges.
Oh fuck. Don't cross the streams.
I fear we're done for.
No, Emil. No,
Oh,
Emil,
yes.
don't do it! Well, there's been enough tragedy already!
When I was
Sorry,
young,
Jova.
I hated my eyes. And now that I'm older, I hate what my body has become.
I've become nothing more than a Yoko Taro mascot.
I'd say that that's extreme puberty, but then I'd be lying.
You know,
That goes way beyond puberty.
without all this, I couldn't have become your friend. Goodbye, my friends.
But if he goes, how are the other two gonna get across?
He's gonna send them.
Emil.
For so long, all I could do was destroy.
There you go, he still has grief over what he did to the area.
I have a chance to save something. No! Keep going. Move.
Emil.
I can zap the other one too, can I?
There you go. You will use that glyph to propel us. Poof.
Boing. Now it's turned into a Pong game. Dun 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 dun.
Oh
dun.
no, Dweebs, we actually have to see in glorious details how we will die.
Oh, lovely.
Kaina's so unstable. And Vice can't stop arguing with people.
What am I gonna do with those two?
Together once I'm gone.
Well, I guess I'll have to wait till the afterlife.
Guess they'll just have to learn.
Darkness bear and nothing more.
Yeah, roll credits.
I want to see you again. I want to see all of you again.
Don't worry, he might come back in like the other 4 endings. Said might, I'm not sure myself.
Well, at least it didn't break and shatter.
It exploded
Well,
instead.
You just called it, Jova.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't break, it exploded.
And there you go.
Actually, kind of imploded.
Yeah. The taking devil up with himself.
Now they're trapped in the dark realm.
Well, no.
That was
And only the staff remain. Only one thing remains to do.
What, kill off
The thing we came-
Kaide?
Well, get to
No,
the end, yeah.
The thing we came here for. Defeat the Shadowlord. And
Yeah.
get back Yona. And how fitting. The lair of a Shadowlord is in an actual theater room.
Wonder what the Shadowlord's point in all this is. I'm guessing that he's like the human who still retains
Well,
his
have you
past
looked
thoughts.
at him? What he resembles?
Oh, wait, let me guess. He's Papa NieR before he became a shell.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll elaborate more later because the thing is, while the game gives you details, you kind of need to assemble them like a jigsaw puzzle.
I kind of had a feeling that he was
Again,
like...
just for now, just bear with it for a second. I will recap at the very end.
I wonder if it's possible for a Shay to just rejoin with their older person. Sort of like how NieR was...
That's what the Project Gestalt was supposed to do, but something done goof. So there you go. Much like before, we cannot mope for eternity. Ow.
Kick.
Excuse you?
It's the way of coping, Shiro. It kinda has nothing more than violence for all these years, so...
God dang it. No, please, go ahead and kick me in the crotch to make me feel better.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Maybe post-game she takes anger management classes.
No, did you see, Siri? This is the invention of anger management classes. It's a prequel to all job occupations.
Alright, a few more room, and then we'll have to defeat the Shadowlord. Those rooms will be essentially your last bit of small horde mode with some shades, but at this point we're opposing barely any resistance. There you go.
I ain't in the mood for this shit.
Yeah, at this point, NieR is just... Again, NieR has had these revelations done to him, but he doesn't care. He just wants his daughter back. And keep in mind one thing, plot twist aside, remove that for a second, just for a second, and the fact that he's supposed to be set in the real world. the story as it's been presented so far, it's a classic fantasy tale of a warrior, a rogue and a mage, having to rescue a damsel in distress from an evil overlord of darkness in his castle. That's kinda the beauty of the poetry here. This story took a very traditional, by-the-book fantasy story and twisted it to fit the real world.
What was that thing Lucas said about it's all like poetry?
Well,
it just rhymes. It's like poetry.
Depends, dweebs. But for now, and there you go, that's the theme of the Shadowlord itself. And there you go, dweebs, that's enforced by the end being set in a cinema theater room by the fact that everything is just kind of like almost like a play, or as if it's a joke. And there's Iona, grow up 5 years older.
It's the meeting room for this game's development. Hello.
Alright, the first thing we'll have to do is to dispatch Grimoire NieR for good, and then it's up to the Shadowlord.
He even has Grimoire NieR as his book partner, too.
Exactly. Remember what Noir said before the time skip? The fact that the Envies were supposed to join together?
Yeah.
Think about that because it was mentioned in the Project Gestalt report. But I'll elaborate more when the end credits.
Yeah.
How could a mere tool hope to stand against the Shadowlord?
We will take down DC Douglas if it kills us.
Well, thankfully, dweebs, it's not like in Resident Evil 5, so you don't have to shoot a missile and then shoot the missile while he's holding it.
Yeah.
Seriously, what the fuck?
Again, DC Douglas is our robot companion in Automata, so...
That was more like casting gag.
Yeah. I think it's like the only returning voice actor in that game.
Yes, originally Fon 9S was gonna be voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, but apparently someone else.
Yeah, it's Kyle McCartney, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check.
Ray Chase and Ardine's, but essentially Noctis and Ardine's voice actors also worked on Automata.
Oh, like half of Persona 5's voice cast is in Automata.
There you go, there's a Shadowlord. He has an interesting moveset, similar obviously to the one of NieR, but also by having wings and using magic powers of his own, he can be a bit more resistant, Thanks to Kainevo, you can stagger him really easily. So
yeah, it's Kyle McCarley.
You just need to watch out when he actually starts to fly. There we go.
I slice you.
Now a cutscene. More like skewer. Yona!
Dad.
Watch her go to the Shadowlord instead.
Yeah, sorry, Papa NieR. She's not talking about you.
Yeah.
Well, that's gotta hurt more than anything that's happened so far.
No, don't worry. Papa NieR will actually rationalize with it in a second.
Stop. Please. I don't want this anymore. I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body.
Eh?
I can hear her. She keeps crying. She says she wants to see her dad.
Yona's been possessed?
apparently.
Oh, that's right. Shades were able to possess people.
She loves him just as much.
Interesting.
It's not right that
I'm gonna guess that Shady here isn't gonna take it very well.
No,
Well-
just wait. Just watch what she's gonna do. Remember the #1 rule of the Shades? They cannot stand into the sunlight.
Are you Dad?
Yes, I am. Let's go home.
Remember, I'm possessing her.
No, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna eject, kind of like Yona's body.
She's gonna hit the eject
forcefully.
button, pretty much.
Yeah.
No.
The tragedy is that being a Shady is mutually inexpressive forever.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give him credit for
So
trying.
hard.
Well, let's look at that. He's essentially watching his daughter committing suicide, child suicide.
Sorry, Dad. I don't know what to. I'm so very sorry.
There you go.
I love you, Dad. I love you.
No, don't. Why are our weaknesses like vampires?
It's like that that writing in Left 4 Dead.
Hurry.
Wasn't as
Say
graphic
the
as I thought that
possessor
would
is
be.
gone.
Well, that's because it was a Shade. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he's not taking it very well. But we got to get rid of this guy first.
Yeah.
One persistence to match another.
And there you go, at the end of the day, Papa NieR doesn't care. He doesn't care about the Gestalt project, he doesn't care what the Shadowlord actually is, and the fact that he resembles him and everything. Yeah, he just wants his daughter back.
Besides, your daughter made her choice.
And now it's the moment where he starts really, he starts getting really broken and spamming all these fucking columns.
Also, the frame rate really taking a hit from his attack.
Oh yes, it's the knockback mechanic.
No,
It's
no,
again,
see guys,
you suffer
this is
from
the-
Belmont syndrome.
this is our second final boss, the frame rate.
Unfortunately, the attack that people in Popola did before, and the fact that NieR is dead, means that
Well, crud.
One moment, please.
Vice.
You okay? Fine, just fine.
Y'all look fine. You don't sound fine.
Vice. It seems that some headstrong idiot has decided to push me beyond my limits. I should have taken that job as a cookbook when I had the chance.
I'm sorry.
Only joking. I hate cookbooks.
Yeah, it's just generic slop.
Let's go out
That's...
I hate that Ramsey bastard.
final task to
So with his
always
last train,
swearing.
Why just stop him, of
hold on,
course.
yeah,
But after
he's
that,
gonna use his last train to hold the Shadowlord so we
only
can
you
kill it.
can see this battle to its conclusion. I wish you luck, my friend.
You can't. I swore to fight by your side.
I am actually also the game's script.
You are an exceedingly stubborn man. You know that, don't you? Perhaps that's why I've so enjoyed our time together. But I fear this is where our journey ends.
Vice.
Oh, and remember what I told you about using my full name? Well, forget it. I've grown rather fond.
There you go. He actually learned how to like what his friends called him.
I knew you'd come.
Aww.
Don't let it go to your head now.
And now for the last few hits you'll have to give to the Shadowlord. Yeah, you don't have any more magic, and you need to defeat the Shadowlord now. Pay attention to the music.
I have something to defend. I have a reason to live.
Can't really hear the music
Hold on,
though,
hold
because of
on.
all the sound effects.
Yeah, each time you hit it, the music starts to fade. More and more.
Well, that's his theme,
Well,
so...
yeah, that's also another nice touch.
Ow.
Until it's reduced to a music box.
Come on.
Oh crap, it's turned into a Leighton soundtrack.
I like the music box.
Yeah.
I don't mind, I just think it's a little bit overused. And there you go.
It's over.
Well, I guess that means there's going to be no more music in this game. Just killed we just killed the composer, damn it.
No, Keiichi Okami was not the Shadowlord.
Hey, NieR Automata had 2 composers,
And now
so that explains it.
this is officially ending A. You're about to watch.
Are you all right? Oh God, no.
Oh, please, the girl is fine.
Eh?
Vice?
No, this is not my name.
I can't see you.
That is because I have lost my physical
Yeah,
form.
don't you know?
Doubtless my voice will be the next to go, so listen closely.
Oh boy.
Your Yona is
Okay.
safe. Do not mourn her, and do not give up hope. Instead, you must call her back to you.
I just did!
How do I do that?
Using the power of the words.
Use your memories. Recall the times you spent with Yona. Present her with proof that the two of you live still, and that your lives have meaning.
Okay, just let me check the court record for the evidence.
Take heart.
Kinda, Jova. We need to do one last action.
Hey, Mr. Wright, I got there first.
What's my favorite food?
Hold on.
Cookies.
Okay.
What's my favorite book? That's my magic storybook.
That's Iona, she's talking.
What's my favorite place? Home, as long as you're around. What's my favorite flower? The lunar tear, of course. Okay, one more
And that's the
question.
one.
Who do I love more than anyone?
And we need to put our name.
Oh crap, I gotta type in the name.
Yep.
Don't worry, we have it saved.
In our suggestions box.
That's because I typed it before, so...
Yeah. I'm sorry, my daughter. I cheated.
Details.
Oh crap, the music box is still going. The boss is still here.
Hey, honey, you may have gone through a bit of puberty over the years. While
Well,
unconscious.
Luckily she slept through it.
Yeah, she was possessed the entire time.
She's been spared the misery that is puberty.
Well, you haven't seen me for a long time.
Have I been asleep?
Yes and no.
I think so.
Wow. It's like I'm a princess from some
Wink, wink.
I'm so happy, Yona.
Boy, Project Labyrinthia eats your heart out.
Oh, Dad.
Kaine?
She's not the family type.
You two have a good life.
She's gonna just walk away.
Where are you gonna go, Kaine?
Oh,
You could stay with us.
She has her own business
Thanks, but
to
I'll
attend.
pass. You know how it is. I got my own shit to take care
Not in front of a child.
of. Personal shit.
Also, you were gonna be her new stepmother.
It doesn't involve you. Take it easy.
Don't worry, well, it's not sequel bait.
So
She's not really stepmother material.
Yeah, she's not in Automata.
Well, Automata is taking place 40,000 years after.
So
Well, hey, maybe she's aged well.
I wonder. So continuity-wise, is like to be created by someone descended from Papa NieR?
Don't worry, I'll tell you in a second.
And now?
We're now just watching it because it's essentially the end is almost over.
Yeah.
And I know everyone has a lot of questions, so
My only question is, how are we gonna?
Really, I'm fine.
My recap will solve the function, for example, for Leaves to put the pieces back together to a more cohesive plotline. Because if, for example, one of the fault of the game is presenting you the information scores and for you to a bit old school style.
Fair point.
And this is don't worry, this last scene is actually a flashback poem before the events of the game took up, and just Papa NieR chilling a bit with Yona. You understand that it's a flashback because he doesn't have his eye bandage. And this is the final theme of the game. It's a song, and here's an interesting thing. In all of the four, depending on each ending, it will be spoken in a different language. It's either the fictional language of the game, English, French, and Japanese.
Huh.
I think this one is either the original language or English, I forgot. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. And now there is a bit of bus scene. I'm the trash man!
My only question is, how are we gonna get back home because the bridge is kind of blown up?
No, they found a way, don't worry.
We don't need to see that.
We don't need... besides Jova, the story is over because he rescued the Amazon in distress, so we need to know no more. The war will still go one way or the other.
So, Daddy, that was awkward.
Here we go. I know you want to say a lot of things, but save your final thoughts for the last ending of the game, ending D.
Okay.
Let me say, this is the English one. Let me start with this saying that each ending is a piece of the big ending together. What you see was just what happens at the very beginning of the game. There's only one ending that is not actually canon, but I will say later on what is the one. For now, let me state what the general plot line is. Due to events that happen in Drakengard, I'm not gonna tell you because it's reserved for that. Something happens in our real world at the beginning of the 2000s, essentially 2004, I think. Then a disease started happening, the so-called white chlorination syndrome that was mentioned, WCS. It was also mentioned in the Hamelin reports. I know the font is not exactly that great, the contrast, sorry. Due to this disease is quite peculiar because it acts in a week for each human being, and you essentially get turned into a pile of salt dust. So obviously the entire world is in chaos. So what happens is a lot of things. First, Tokyo, since that's what happened, where it happened, is put in quarantine, and it's basically nuked Resident Evil style. But after a while, soldiers, white and composed by salt with red eyes, led by someone with red eyes, start to creep in, the one mentioned in the tree memory. So humanity now has to face this new type of enemy and fight the disease as well. So essentially humanity is going to extinction really quickly. So in order to get a solution to these, two things happen. One is the Hamelin organization that you see with Emil, kidnapping children and transforming them into ultimate weapon using things that have been discovered called maso particles, I think, which essentially allow people to use magic and all this stuff. The other is the Project Gestalt, and as it was mentioned a bit all over the place, it's composed of separating the soul from the body. The body without the soul originally is the soul is placed in a recipient, which is the shade, And the remaining one is called the replicant. Is put on a cryostasis to wait until the disease has passed. The Gestalt should be completely immune to the white coronation syndrome. So essentially everything is postponed, and to guard it, are placed androids, kind of like in the Alien franchise, sort of. What happens? Humanity in the process almost gets eliminated, and the salt monsters get defeated through different meanings, like at some point the church even installs a new crusade or something. But what happens is Papa NieR, the one that you control at the very beginning, in that Tokyo filled with white, is the catalyst, the one that should spark again the last phase of the Project Gestalt and have the humans and the replicants and the Gestalt fuse together to become the original human beings that they were. Here's the problem. In order to act also this, the books NieR and Vice had to combine together. So Devil and Popola had to set up Papa NieR to find Remote Vice, and with it essentially fuse in that moment with the Shadowlord. But NieR accidentally smacking Vice with his weapon made sure that he forgot everything, and so the fusion could not happen. In the meantime, Shades, basically Gestalts, started to go through relapse, as you mentioned. Essentially, when a Shade goes berserk and transforms into different things. That's why, for example, Shades will be able to transform into these monsters or fuse together, or even use magic to begin with. That's because the relapse took place. It was a fabrication defect. And at the same time, also, the androids start losing control of the replicants, because the replicants start developing conscience of their own. So essentially, everything was going to be doomed. So the Shadowlord took initiative and tried to kidnap Yona in order to fuse her together. To fuse both the replicant Yona and the Gestalt Yona. But it didn't work, as the real Yona mentioned, and it didn't even work for the Aerie. What happened with the Aerie was that the Gestalt tried to forcefully fuse back, and it did not went well. So essentially, this entire clusterfuck was because a project got wrong in order to fight a disease for humanity. So humanity is fucked up now. They're gonna go extinct because the replicants cannot procreate.
That's the canon ending?
Well, that
Happy ending, guys.
Yeah, but don't worry, it gets a bit worse. But that's reserved for when we'll get to ending B. I will start explaining a bit more about this.
Oh boy, Canis.
Yeah, well, before we go, I'm gonna mention what will happen now. The game will go back right at the moment where Emil frees Kaine from a petrification spell. What we'll be able to do then will be first learning Kaine's story, but I will have to warn you, it's one of those moments that will test your patience for the game.
Oh,
and
boy.
Two, we will be able, as the players, to understand what the Shades are saying. So we're gonna have to, we have to replay the entire second half of the game, but now we will understand what the boss's motivation and backstory will be. Trust me, it's not gonna be pretty.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
I'm guessing it's to do with the eventual final ending, but I still have to wonder about the scenes that we got before the start of the game, because we haven't heard anything
the
about
one
that
with the Papa NieR fighting with a tube, the Shades.
Yes, just before the actual start of the
That
game.
was like a dream sequence that Papa NieR, the replicant Papa NieR was having, but that's inspired what the events would happen. I will tell more to the in the credits of ending B. See you for the next part, when which would be a sort of a recap of the events that happened in the second playthrough. See ya.
Okay.
See ya.
See ya.